Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you have a great weekend so far. It has been a beautiful day in Montreal with a little bit of sun, and it's not too cold today. So, in this life, I have some insights that I would like to share with you about solo traveling. And I know that I did a video about that, about solo travel, but I just want to extend a little bit more on this concept because as I've seen a lot of people, especially for Asian community, a lot of people are still very skeptical about traveling alone. So a little bit about my background story. I have solo traveled since 2012. So that has been like about 8 years, maybe a little bit more than 8 years traveling alone by myself. And my first time I was trying, no, actually, the first time I traveled alone when I was 17. Long story, but the first time ever I traveled alone was 17. And I have always had that spirit about traveling. And honestly, I wasn't really scared in the beginning, but after that, I was traveling with a lot of friends. But I didn't really solo travel until 2012 when I first started trying out couch surfing, and that literally changed my life. And ever since, I'm like, I'm just gonna travel along. I just love it so much. Ever since I started traveling alone, I just get to explore a little bit more about myself because it's kind of like I used to be a really shy person. I was really skeptical about meeting strangers and like all the anxiety that you would think, oh, like whether you be able to meet people and would it be safe to travel alone by yourself. Like I used to have a little bit of that anxiety as well, but for some reason for me it was a bit easy for me to jump over that fear and travel by myself. And I the more I travel, the more I realize that I love traveling alone, and it gets me to be so much more comfortable being with myself. Now, like, I don't know if you know much about Asian culture, but we always travel together. It's kind of like we're in a pack together. Um, so it's not so often that you get to see, um, hi, Orving, Witchy. Thank you. So it's not so often that you get to see Asian, like travel alone because we like backpacking or like traveling around the world alone. And since like I've started doing that, I realized that why is it that Asian people like me do not travel by themselves so often, right? Because this is really in our culture, and it's like not really just Asian, but like I've seen that here in America and Canada, a lot of people are also afraid of traveling alone as well. And I've seen it in my friend circle. So it's not like, yes, I have met a lot of nomad that solo travel, but I have also met a lot of people that are so afraid of just get out of that comfort zone and be alone with themselves. And so that's what I want to touch on this live today, and why I think traveling solo is just so helpful for your growth. And I mean it's really significant because when you get to spend so much time with other people, there's nothing bad about it, but you don't get the reflective time to really understand who you are, because like you don't get that time to like be still and reflect, and perceive like everything going on around you, right? So in Asian culture, like even in my family, I'm the only one that travel by myself, and my family have always traveled together whenever like they have planned vacation or anything like that. Like it's like a whole group, like a whole big family that go together. It's never that each of them would go and travel by themselves. I'm probably the only person in my family that's done that. And what I realized is that um, when I travel with my family, it was like there's so many activities and always people around. It just I didn't have that downtime for myself, and it's like I don't feel like I have the flexibility to do whatever I want. That's another thing as well because I the more I spend time with myself, the more I realize that less time and less energy for me to compromise and to um, and more time for me like to do really whatever I want, to explore whatever I want. And because I have the time to do that, to explore what I want, I get to know more about myself better. And that's how the transformation and the growth process started to happen for me. And the more I learn about myself when I travel alone, um, the more I realize like who I am, like from the inside as well. And also it's give me more flexibility to meet new people as opposed to traveling in a group with friends, because I've realized that when people travel in a group they tend to stay in the group together and not so open to meet strangers or to meet locals. And for me, I'm all about like meeting new people, learning things are different in different places, different people. And the more you learn, the more you get to be more open-minded, and that's like another advantage. Yes, alone, but not really alone. You travel alone, but you like don't really feel alone because you like it's open opportunities for you to meet more people along the way, to make new friends, to learn from to learn experiences and stories from other people as well. And those are like the two biggest advantages that I have seen for my own growth, for time to explore who I am by doing what I love, and also explore new people and open up my circles to hello Gum, to open up my circles to make more friends, to have a wider network. And that's what I think is so essential, especially for more conservative cultures like mine, to or just people that are that love traveling but have not done solo traveling yet. Like I do highly recommend people to start stepping out of that comfort zone and do travel solo, to experience what it's like to be with just yourself. And if you have thought about doing van life and you're so afraid that whether you're gonna meet people on the road, whether you're gonna survive or you're gonna be so lonely, just take that first step, or just a short vacation, doing traveling on your own, and see what it feels like to be alone for a short period of time, and build up that and 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 build up that new habit over time, instead of like just jumping on the way to van life and commit to it like full time. That may feel a little bit too much, because that's what I did when I first started solo travel. I just took short trips, around the world in different places, like being completely just to get myself comfortable with being along with being who I am first. So if you have traveled along, and let me know your thoughts and your experiences, what you think um, about solo travel, whether it has helped you to grow as a person, whether it's or you feel way too uncomfortable and it's make you feel intense meeting new people, because for some introvert it can be a little bit difficult for introvert to travel along, getting out of their comfort zone and getting to and meet people along the way as well. So share with me your thoughts, your obstacles, your fears. Um, Hi, Effa. So share with me your thoughts, your stories about your solo travel. Whether you have any emotional fear around this, whether you have thought about this but you haven't done it. So leave it in the comment and have a good, wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will catch you in the next live or the next video. Okay, bye.